फ़िलिप कोच ने अपनी किताब सॉलिट्यूड 1994 में पब्लिश की और इसमें इसने सॉलिट्यूड की नेचर को डिस्कस किए और पास्ट थिंकर्स के व्यूज़ रिगार्डिंग सॉलिट्यूड को डिस्कस किए। इसके 2 सेक्शंस हैं। पहला सेक्शन टॉक्स अबाउट द नेचर ऑफ सॉलिट्यूड और दूसरा सेक्शन एवेल्यूएट करता है इसके एग्जिस्टेंस को और इसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को। थ्रू आउट द बुक आप देखते हो फ़िलिप कोच की पर्सनल लाइफ से मिसालें ऑफ हाउ ही हैज़ एनकाउंटर्ड सॉलिट्यूड एंड एवेल्यूएटेड इट्स एग्जिस्टेंस एंड इट्स नेचर, और सॉलिट्यूड की जो वेरी डेफिनेशन है हाउ इट चेंज्ड फॉर हिम in his personal life. He applies a vigorous logic to the task of definition, distinction and description of solitude. In disciplines के अंदर it ranges from sociology to psychology, from literature to the study of cultures, और काफ़ी quotations और selections हैं from writers both ancient and modern. कोश इस किताब के शुरू में एक essential question पूछता है regarding solitude on behalf of all of us. He says, should I, as the days pile into years around me, move ever closer to other people, giving now out of the rich stores of past solitudes, or should I quietly, unobtrusively head out westward through the Hanku Pass? ये essential query है, ये inquiry है essential, जो ये पूछ रही है which of the two is desirable, solitude या फिर encounter. फिर वो 3 conditions बताता है which he considers necessary to solitude. पहला, physical isolation. Second, social disengagement. And third, reflectiveness. कोच कंक्लूड करता है कि सिर्फ ये सेकंड फैक्टर सोशल डिसंगेजमेंट का यही एक असेंशियल फैक्टर है. सोशल डिसंगेजमेंट फ्रीली चोजन इज़ कंस्ट्रक्टेड बाय द पर्सन. ये एक कॉन्शियसनेस होती है ऑफ टाइम्स पैसेज विद इन अ सब्जेक्टिव, या फिर जिसको कोच कहता है अटेंटिव स्टेट. इस स्टेट के अंदर से बाकी सारी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स जैसे आइसोलेशन और अ सेंस ऑफ इट एंड रिफ्लेक्टिवनेस ग्रो आउट ऑफ इट. वो कहता है सोशल सिचुएशंस आर फ्रॉट विद द नीड टू कोरिलेट आवर सब्जेक्टिविटी विद अदर पीपल्स. द मोर पीपल इन्वॉल्व्ड एंड द मोर कोरिलेशन रिक्वायर्ड, द ग्रेटर द पुल टुवर्ड्स ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइम. Of course, some encounters with others are easy and empathic, each party giving themselves freely to the temporality springing from their own subjectivity. Lovers feel this as a spontaneous attunement, yet even lovers feel some blocks and hindrances to the flow of subjective time. Whereas solitude, the complete disengagement from others and their desiring pursuits, gives subjective time free rein. Not only is there a lightening sense of escape from the clock time framework of social engagements and from the interested time of other subjects, there is an opening upon a different set of temporal dimensions. It seems most useful, therefore, to think of subjective time as a complex product of individual passion and interest operating selectively upon independent givens. I prefer the term attentive time, which emphasizes the way in which the sense of time is determined by both the inner subject which tends and the independent object of that attention. ये जो points बयान किए हैं फिलिप कोच ने regarding attentive time, you can easily apply them to space as well. Solitude distances को shrink करता है. He says, such as when warmly imagined friends who might be thousands of miles away seem just over the hill, and conversely the town in which one has no interest recedes into the distance. फिर वो philosophers, psychologists और sociologists को summon करता है, उनको quote करता है to make important distinctions. वो कहता है कि loneliness is not only an emotion, लेकिन वो एक structure है of belief and evaluation. It is the opposite of solitude. He quotes a philosopher who says, loneliness is the unpleasant feeling of longing for some kind of human interaction. Isolation भी एक physical separation है from others. Privacy on the other hand वो एक sense है that no unwanted observers have access to your rightly reserved thoughts and actions. अब इनमें से कोई भी solitude को इक्वेट नहीं करता, solitude को constitute नहीं करता जहाँ पे disengagement की है. Alienation की फिर फिलिप कोच बात करता है, वो एक rich concept है which originates in Hegel. It is extrapolated by Marx and existentialists, और कोच इसको distinguish करता है from solitude in the former being unpleasant and involving a consciousness of other that solitude does not. यहाँ पे वो conclude करता है कि solitude की right definition ये होगी कि it is the state in which experience is disengaged from other people. बाकी सारे features solitude के they can come intuitively to mind, फिजिकल आइसोलेशन हो गया, रिफ्लेक्टिव कास्ट ऑफ द माइंड हो गया, फ्रीडम, साइलेंस, द डिस्टिंक्टिव फील ऑफ स्पेस एंड टाइम, all of these flow from that core feature, which is the absence of others in one's experiential world, which is the state in which experience again is disengaged from other people. वो फिर यहाँ पे 4 एस्पेक्ट्स बताते हैं ऑफ एंगेजमेंट. पहला परसेप्चुअल अवेयरनेस, फिर कॉग्निटिव फोकस, इमोशनल कॉन्टैक्ट एंड एक्टिव इन्वॉल्वमेंट. और जब ये चारों क्राइटेरिया ऑफ डिसएंगेजमेंट आर फुलफिल्ड, perceptual, cognitive, emotional and actional, then are we satisfied, and then do we have a chemically pure case of solitude. फिर वो solitude की 5 virtues, freedom, attunement to self, attunement to nature, reflective perspective and creativity के बारे में बात करते हुए कहता है, these are the perennial gifts of solitude, rich treasures whose powerful intrinsic value cannot possibly be denied. So much for the idea that solitude is merely social sleep. Now I understand how solitude works, its restoration of the spirit, and how much more it can be than simply restoration. Solitude is most propitious in itself for achieving freedom, attunement to self, attunement to nature, reflective perspective, and creativity. If sociality is intrinsically good, as it certainly is, solitude is also intrinsically good, and for at least 5 different reasons. In closing this celebration, what has been separated should be rejoined. For the gifts of solitude are seldom single tributaries, but on the contrary, ever flowing through each other. One such gathered feeling in solitude is serenity, the holistic state of calm imperturbability, equanimity, and peaceful comprehending acceptance. I have not called it a separate virtue of solitude because it seems to be a product of the first 4 gifts, secure in the sense of one's freedom of action, imagination, and reflection, attuned to the inner self and able to weave its failings with its glories into a meaningful pattern, attuned to the natural world of which one is a free-flowing part, yet able to apprehend it reflectively, both one's immersion in it and one's separation from it. This is the holistic experience we call serenity. Little wonder now that it is best found, most perfectly known, in solitude. फिर वो ये बात करता है कि एक सर्टन बैलेंस ऑफ फ्री एनकाउंटर ज़रूरी है फॉर द फ्रीडम ऑफ सॉलिट्यूड, वरना इट विल सिकन इनटू द फ्री फॉल ऑफ लोनलीनेस. क्योंकि सॉलिट्यूड के बगैर ही सेज द सेल्फ बिकम्स स्टक टू इट्स पर्सोना. तो ये जो ईगो है इसकी डिमिन्यूशन काफ़ी नेसेसरी है फॉर इनकाउंटर एंड फॉर डिसएंगेजमेंट एंड फॉर सॉलिट्यूड. क्योंकि लोनलीनेस को वो एक इस नज़रिए से भी देखता है कि इट इज़ अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू मच ईगो, सो यू हैव टू go ahead with the diminution of the ego if you are to live according to the solitary way.